Okay, good to go with Kash Farooq, probably definitely for me, one of the most exciting up and coming fighters in the UK just now. Definitely a lot of people talking after your last fight. First of all, mate, how's things going? How are you doing?
Good mate. Just obviously it's a weird situation at the moment. With this lockdown and everything, but I'm getting on all right. I've just been keeping myself busy, doing much as I can. Between wise running, exercise, and then a bit of just a bit extra punching as well. My brother, he gets me in the pad, so just doing what I can to kill time and keep myself busy.
Yeah, I guess everyone's kind of getting itchy knuckles during this lockdown thing for some proper boxing, but I guess in sparring and stuff's probably the one thing that everybody's missing just now.
Yeah, I think it's just a routine. We're missing. Getting waking up early, going to train 2, 3 times in a day. I think that's what I'm missing the most probably. And looking forward to sparring. All these small type of things, but just obviously right now everything's shut. You can't really do too much as well. You can't even sit in good restaurants. So that's been making it worse.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's difficult. I find even with the shop being closed, that
Yeah,
that routine like they used to have, you used to always wake up at a certain time, get the same stuff done,
yeah.
get to the
No,
shop,
no,
work,
no.
and get to the gym, and like now even I've got online stuff coming in, but the shop's not open at 10 o'clock, so I don't need to be there for bang on 10. And
And
it's sometimes difficult to keep yourself going and motivated. So it must be the same for you guys as well.
no, it was Ross. See, after my fight, obviously, we seen it coming when we were gonna box in the Newcastle show. I think I was only 2 weeks away, so I was near enough finished my camp. Obviously, I was trained since no, I was trained since February. I was helping Kelly five spar and I got good sparring since February. So we was only 2 weeks away till the lockdown. It was coming. And so in a way, I kind of finished the training camp. But after when the lockdown happened, I didn't have a clue what to do. The first few weeks I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to keep myself in shape. Keep doing my run. But see, after a few weeks, you're like, yeah, you don't know how long it's gonna last. So you end up falling away with you. But I kept on running. I kept my runs up, everything. I think I must only took a few, maybe a week or two off, but I kind of ate a lot more.
Yeah,
So because you knew you're not gonna box in a while, so it's my first time this has ever happened to me, not being in a gym. So 10 years since I've boxed, so it's a wee bit of a shock to my body.
yeah. I guess that's one good thing is using it as an opportunity to relax and unwind, and the stuff that you usually don't get to do, like seeing your family and stuff or whatever. Or like I've spoke to a few folk that have been able to spend more time with their kids and everything because they're not at the gym all the time and stuff. And I guess even like you said, if I know what your work ethic's like. I've watched a few other interviews and that, and like you said, just being able to give your body that chance to breathe a wee bit.
Yeah, no, you're right. And see, after every fight I have, even all the fights I've had, even against McGregor, I've only took maybe a week off, and I was back in the gym.
Yeah,
Some fights take a few weeks off, go on holidays, but you know, since I've been a pro, I've only took a few days off my fight. It depends on how hard the fight's been. But usually after a fight, I take a couple of days off to get back in the gym. Just not push myself, but keep myself taken over. And after that, I couldn't even do that to be honest. So it's been really challenging. But I've been keeping myself, busy with training and that. So that's kept me a wee bit, it's busy.
yeah, your coaching team must be fairly happy with this lockdown thing because it's literally forcing you to stop training. 'Cause I remember I watched a video. I think it was a promo video before the Lee McGregor fight, and they were interviewing your coaching team and stuff, and they were saying, he's a nightmare after the fight. So we often have problems. Our coaches in general have problems about trying to get guys back in the gym after a fight, but it's the exact opposite with Cash. We have to almost force him to stay away. So
Yeah, that's true.
they're probably fairly happy with this lockdown thing because it's keeping you out of the gym.
Yeah, it's gave me a break. My trainers, the guys, gave you a break since you as well. Since I've started boxing in 2010, that's the first time I walked in the gym, and this is the first time I've been away from that gym that long. You
Is
know what I
it?
mean? Yeah. So it's I've not been on any holidays since I've started boxing and nothing. Honestly, this is the first time I ever took time off boxing. That well in the gym. I've been running in that. I've been doing my pads work. My brother, he's been on the pads up for me. So I have been doing everything, but I've not been in the gym. The environment, me sparring, you punch the bags, you're doing the body belt, all that type of stuff. So and doing the weight. So in a way, as obviously it's brought more out of me, and I'm more hungry now than I was before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That fight you had lined up as well. Have you been to the Newcastle Arena before? Like,
No,
as a fan or anything, watching anything?
this was my first time, going to obviously going to a big arena, like a really big arena boxing thing, and obviously it was my matchroom, what do you call that, debut as well. So I was looking forward to it, and everything was going well. I only had about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, maybe 2 weeks to go, and it got called off, which was, it was quite, I was gutted as anybody, and but we seen it come. Me and my trainer seen it coming. Maybe a week, 2 weeks before, because it hit Italy quite bad a few weeks behind, then hit starting France, Spain, so we were like that. It's gonna head up this way anyway. So
Yeah,
and it did, to be honest.
yeah. That the Newcastle Arena is cracking. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
brilliant venue. But like you said, signing with Matchroom now, there'll be so many opportunities for you on future shows. Even Eddie Hearn's fight camp that he's got in the Matchroom back garden.
yeah. No,
That'll
definitely, you're
that'll
right.
be incredible.
No, he's got a few fighters up here as well, like John Doherty, Martin Bacoli, and myself, and a few rookie bunch as well. And so he can. It'd be great him to hold a show up here. I mean, maybe in the summertime next year. That'll be great. If everything goes well.
Yeah. What's it like signing with Matchroom and working with Eddie Hearn and everyone now?
It's great, and I think, in my opinion, I mean, obviously, maybe I'm biased, but I think they're the best promotion company in the world, maybe, what I mean? But it's great being that type of platform. They got some really big names with under the wing, so, boxing, even maybe sometime boxing on the undercard would be great, like even Joshua's or somebody, even some of the other bigger names, so I.
Yeah. It's difficult to disagree with that because the shows, the level of shows that Eddie Hearn puts on, and not just this side of the pond, like across in America, the deal with the zone and everything he's got. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right. And he can even give you fights in America. As you've seen some of the British fights going over in American boxing, so which is, and that's every British, what do you call it, dream to do that. In boxing some of the big arenas in America. So I think, I'm in a good, I'm with a good promotional team, and all our guys keep working hard and keep winning, and things will go well.
Definitely. What are your dreams in boxing then, your ambitions? Are you somebody that's got a set target of what you want to achieve, or is it sort of go with the flow and see what happens?
I've always took a fight at a time. That's always, since my first amateur fight. I was like, I'm just gonna take a fight at a time, and I won the Western District. Then I was like, alright, I'll just keep taking a fight at a time. And then I won the Scottish, and I've still, to be honest, I've still got that mindset at the moment. I'm just taking a fight at a time and see how far I can go and what can I do. You know what I mean? And to be honest, my main aim in boxing is just to secure myself. I don't need to worry about after I quit boxing. I've made something out of myself. You know what I mean? My outside life. That's my main aim, what I mean? But of course, everybody has a dream of winning a world title. Everybody has, and everyone wants to win big titles. I think in boxing, that's the reason you come in at, and obviously with obviously you want to secure yourself as well. That's the main. These are the two main things every fighter dreams of: securing yourself and win a world title.
Yeah.
But if them two things happen, I think I'll be really really happy if them two
Yeah.
things happen.
Absolutely. It's such a short career, eh? It's a strange one, like any kind of sporting career, because where a lot of careers are maybe just starting in their mid-30s
Yeah.
and stuff. It's professional sports, so you're sort of coming to the end of your career. So I remember I spoke to Alex Arthur a few weeks ago, and we were talking about that on our Instagram live about how boxers are prepared for retirement and stuff like that, and it must be something so difficult to deal with. You're in the
No,
fortunate
it is
position.
right.
You're
No.
24 just now.
Yeah, I just turned 24 in January there, Ross. Yeah. So
Nice.
it is right. It is difficult. Obviously, you can't, because I've been doing this age of 15 or 14 years old, and this has been the same routine: dieting, eating. Discipline myself. No nights out, no holidays. You can imagine just when obviously anything can happen. Boxing is an uncertain sport. And you can feel your brain scan. You can pick up a really serious injury. You can you can burn yourself out. Well, in boxing is one of the sports that you just need prepared for retirement. It's always good to have a backup plan. Some fighters have, some fighters don't. And obviously when the one time comes, I'll be hopefully in a good position. I can prepare for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank God for all the fans, including myself. There's plenty of time for all that. Anyway, there's
Yeah,
so much more of your career
but
to come.
yeah, no, 100%.
So your amateur career then, you started, did you say you started boxing when you were 10 then?
No, 10. Sorry, 2010. I started.
2010. Sorry, my fault.
I was about. I think would have been about 14 or 15 around that time when I started. So I'm 24. It would have been 10 years. So I would have been about 14, roughly.
So what was it like going along to the gym for the first time, and when did you start competing, and what were some of your accomplishments and your highlights from your amateur boxing career?
Well, I think my friend took me down to the boxing gym in 2010. I wasn't really interested. It wasn't a thing. I looked at boxing. I was like, oh, it looks brilliant, and I liked playing football when I was a young boy. So I went down the gym in 2010, and I think I punched the bags, went a bit of circuit, and skipped. And I think the guy who told me to come back was my first trainer. His name was Bobby McDermott, and he was a former fighter himself. He's dead now, but and he told me to bring my gums my gums back the next night, and that was it. I just stuck at it since. You know what I mean? And after that, what do you call it? I left him after. I didn't leave him. He chucked it after 6 fights. I went over to my other trainer. His name was Bobby Kerdy, and it should take me an hour to get in the bus. I used to be there 4 times a week down that place, and I won everything with him. You know what I mean? I won four Western District trials. I think two juniors, one youth, and one senior in Western District. Then I won 3 Scottish as junior youth. Then I won one British as a youth, and I represented Scotland a good few times. You know what I mean? So I done all right. You know what I mean? My amateur, I only had about 49 amateur fights, and I think I won about 38 and lost 11. So I didn't have a long career. I think I only stayed amateur for 5 years, and that was me. So,
Why turn pro so young then? Did you like the lure of the pro game, or was there a certain thing that drew you towards it?
Both my trainers passed away within the space of, I think, 4 months. One of my trainers passed away, Bobby, that I was training with. He passed away in February, and my other trainer I was really close with, he passed away, I think, 3 or 4 months later. So, and after I fell away from boxing a wee bit, I wasn't really interested. And I was like, I'm just gonna turn pro and give it a shot. You know what I mean? I didn't have a clue. You had to sell tickets, all this type of stuff. You know what I mean? I had no fan base because even amateur, no one even came to watch me because no one really knew I boxed. Well, they knew I boxed, but I really never used to say I used to box to everybody. And so I turned pro. My first two, 3 fights, I wouldn't even really call them, to be honest. I wasn't even trained properly, nothing like that. And but I gotta thank my manager. You know what I mean? He obviously backed me. You know what I mean? And believed in me. And so after 3 fights, I boxed Scott Allen. I think that brought my love back into boxing, and that was it. I just put my head down after that fight and stuck at it. You know what I mean? I thought I could make something of myself after I won after I won the first fight with him.
I was going to say, because looking at your box rec, your first 2 or 3, I think you've turned pro at the end of 2015, and then
that's right.
It was in 2016 you had, I think it was just a couple of fights, and then
I think only had one.
Yeah, then you had like 5 or 6 in 2017. So
that's right.
Did you see you sort of like fell out of love with the sport a wee bit? Were you not as interested in the first year or so? Or?
No, I was. It's just I didn't know much about professional boxing. I didn't have a clue what's it all about. And first 3 fights, you know what I mean? I was traveling, you know what I mean, to a way up in Johnston to get to a gym where I'm still trained there now. I wasn't driving. That was a nightmare for me as well. So, you know what I mean, I was working as well part time at that time, and just balance some things was just a nightmare for me. And I didn't know what boxing was all about. And I'd never had a big fan base, nothing like that. But so after 3 fights, I got a Scotland fight. It was on TV, and I was really nervous. And I was like, that brought my love back to boxing, because I think everybody expected me to get beat. You know what I mean? Because
Really?
Scotland obviously won the distance. I was actually the underdog going to that fight, and Scotland was a favourite, and I think he had the Scottish title at that time, and he just done a 10-rounder and 8-rounder back to back just there before a boxing. I haven't even been past 6 rounds. So I was like, I was really up against, and once I beat him, and I was like, I can maybe do something.
Was that the turning point then? Was that like that?
That was my turning point in my career. I was like, I can do something. So, and then I started training. Then I started obviously put my head down more and more. I started dedicating myself, and that was it. From that point on, my career really took off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you just change any of your style or anything? Because I think your first 6 fights were all points decisions, and then 6 of your next 7 fights were all knockouts or stoppages. Did you change your style or anything, or was it because
No,
you
no,
became passion?
nothing huge. You know, what I mean, as always, yeah, as you get older, you build more strength, and I started to train more harder. I started to develop more knowledge on how to get more the next level fitness. Obviously, I got a strength conditioner coach as well, and go better sparring. As I went up levels, I started getting better sparring. I got more people into my team. My strength conditioner, I started eating right. I got the right person to give me advice about eating the right foods and that. So I think that played a big part in my career as well. And I started doing more fitness training as well. Like I started doing more different type of things. You know what I mean? Than I ever done before. I never had a clue about, to be honest.
Yeah. What does your diet look like now? Are you big into supplements and stuff?
No, well, I have about proteins and that, but what do you call it? I usually eat 5 meals a day. Even at this point, I'm still eating probably 5 meals a day. I'm so my body's so used to it. When I eat a big, when I try eating so much, I just my body end up bloats up, and it's not great. It's not great feeling. So I'm still eating 5 meals a day, and it's been I've been doing this since the last couple few years. So it's been really strong to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I want to talk a wee bit about your style now because you've got one of the most, as somebody that, like, I'm a fan of technical boxing and some of the small details that you see in the sport. And you've got one of my favorite styles to watch because there's so much, you've got an excellent style for the box standard fans that just enjoy seeing big punches land and everything. But for people that enjoy some of the other details like footwork, movement, just the small details, cutting off the ring, head movement, distance, timing, everything. It's just a joy to watch you box. It's so good.
No.
Where does that sort of style come from? Have you always had that, or was that something that your coaches have installed in you, or was it a natural thing that just progressed?
Obviously, I would say a lot of these things do come natural. I mean, as a fighter, but you pick up, you start developing experience, you start getting better and better as you work harder in the gym. I know it's your trainers keep eyeing you and they advise you what mistakes you're making, what you should be doing. So what you do is not make the same mistakes. I mean, you're making a few fights earlier, and you start getting better. And you know what, you need to work hard everything you do. You need to practice, and what I mean, it does get boring sometimes. Boxing gets boring, being shadow boxing. Sometimes even punch a bag gets boring. I mean, I like sparring, but you need to shadow box and work on the bags going to put into sparring. So I do a lot of that before I put stuff into sparring, and I work a lot with my trainer, pad work, and a lot of things she teaches me as well. And I watch a lot of fight tapes as well. You pick small things up, what I mean, and you can put it into work when you're in the gym. So maybe I would say a bit of everything. I mean, natural talent, working hard, practicing, and everything. I mean, learning off your trainer as well, and watching fights as well. So a wee bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah. What sort of stuff are you working on in the gym then to have that unique style then? Is it just drilling, or are you doing specific footwork and movement drills, or is there certain things that you work on that are specifically for that style?
Just everything. I mean, I always try to perfect my style. I mean, I'm trying to make best I can, moving my head, feet work, getting distance, work my jab, right hands, everything. I mean, I work I work on it every time I'm in the gym. It's not one day I'm just gonna do it. I'm few next few
Oh,
nights I'm just gonna.
sorry, we're
It's
losing.
everything. No, so
I don't know if I'm losing
sorry.
you there. Have I still? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still. You got me, Ross?
There we go. I've got you now. Yeah. Could you just
Aye,
you answer that question again? Actually, it was just sort of breaking up and cutting
aye,
through most of
no
it.
problem.
So
I've seen so. I work on my technique on the gym every day. What I mean, and before I start working hard, I mean, once my trainer comes to gym, so I'm shadow boxing, working on what I'm doing, and keep practicing. Of course, it's boring, but you need to do it. What I mean, in order to get better at it. So you can once you go into fight or spawn, it becomes second nature. I mean, you don't need to think before you can do it. It just comes so. That's why my head movements always, and any punches that come up in working on, I'm imagining it, they're coming, so I can see them coming. What I mean.
so when you're shadow boxing, you're picturing you sort of visualizing an opponent in front of you. Then
Yeah, basically, and I visualize even punching the bag. I'm visualizing it, and see, fires. I think it's just all about getting fit, but you need to be mentally. I think a mental is a big part of it as well. To be honest, and mental and being in the gym, thinking about your opponent being in front of you. I think people don't imagine all that type of stuff, but it's small things like that maybe can win you the fight.
yeah,
Maybe, you know.
yeah, I agree. A heart and strong mentality is just, yeah, like you said, natural talent can only take you so far. I think
Yeah,
what wins a lot of fights for people is that sort of mental toughness. When it's easy to win
yeah,
fights when it's all going your way and stuff, but how do you react in a fight when it's not going
yeah,
your way, or when something doesn't, or the stuff you've been working on in the gym doesn't work? How do you adapt that
yeah.
game plan? Or if you get hit with a big shot, are you just going to crumble and fold, or you're going to sort of push through? And
No, it's true. I don't know. It's true. And I think that all comes to your mindset. If you're prepared for it, you'll be alright. But if you haven't, you need in a fight. You need to visualize every possibility. That's what I do anyway. In a fight, I visualize myself obviously every possible way. I can win every possible way. He's gonna bring the fight to me. So I just don't visualize in me just doing one thing and that's it. I try to visualize every possible way I can to win the fight. What I mean? Or him coming to war, him coming, bring every type of plan.
definitely, what do you think about like the idea of a lot of fighters will say that fights are won and lost in the gym? Do you feel that's accurate, or do you also visualize your opponent? Do you ever visualize losing fights, or do you just visualize the best possible version of your opponent, or what is going through your head in the run up to a
When
fight
I'm
through a camp?
See, when I'm thinking my opponent all the time. I mean, even though fights might say no, I don't think about, but you do. You try to think like you think how you can win the fight every day, and that you're in the gym. You go into bed, you think about it. You don't think in that type of way. You're losing sleep, not in that type of way, but you think about just winning and how you can win every possible way. The closer fight gets, the more confident you get. I mean, some fighters get more nervous as the fight gets close, but that's true. I think some of the fights you can win is in the gyms. What I mean, you can maybe win or lose the fights. I mean, because sometimes you don't might not have a good training camp, you can start having doubts because you can have bad spots every possible day in the gym. What I mean, you're not on top or you're not feeling too sharp, but you can even burn yourself out. Sometimes you train that hard in the gym. So you need everything. You need to balance everything out when you're training.
Yeah, absolutely. Who did you enjoy watching? You mentioned you watch a lot of video and stuff to
Yeah.
sort of adapt your style around to. There's some of the guys that you enjoyed watching when you were younger, and today also, who do you enjoy watching?
See, when you come into boxing, there's only two names you always heard of: is Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Obviously, when I came to buy, these are the two names I only knew. But obviously, as you develop more, as you get into boxing, you know more about other fighters. That's like the hardcore fans, like yourself and myself. And you know about Sugar Robinson. And other fighters like what do you call that? Who's Orlando Canziaras. I like watching him. And it was other good fighters as well. There's been hundreds. I can name hundred. I'll give you a big list, but
yeah,
we'll be here all day. But I try watching much fights as I can to study. I like watching. Obviously, I like watching live fights as well. I think there are some great fights at the moment. What I mean, that are coming up. Especially like Vasily Lomachenko as well. I think
yeah.
he's really a good throwback type of fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but if you think of a guy that's got a similar sort of style to yourself, that's always like just basically getting better and better every fight. Somebody that's got that
Yeah,
crazy footwork and movement, that sort of
yeah,
matrix style. I mean, that's yourself as well. That's that
yeah.
sort of one of the toughest guys to hit.
Yeah, even Canelo. I think Canelo's became really good as well the last few years. I mean, he's went right up to like heavyweight, knocked up East out in
Yeah,
Kovalev. So to be honest, I didn't expect Canelo to win that fight. I thought Kovalev would be maybe a bit too strong or big for him, but just shows you, what I mean, how good Canelo is. What I mean?
definitely, definitely. I was speaking to when I was doing the last podcast there with our first podcast, sorry, with Kieran Smith. We
Uh,
were talking about Floyd Mayweather a lot, and he made a great
uh,
point about shows how good Floyd Mayweather is because obviously Canelo was younger and Mayweather got him to boil down to like super welterweight and
yeah.
stuff, but still, I mean, he never landed a glove on him. It just
Oh, he didn't.
shows
You're
the
right.
level that Mayweather's at when you look at everything Canelo's accomplishing.
No, I know you're right, and you know what? Canelo's became a better fighter since that fight. I mean, but I'm not gonna lie to you. But some of the fights Canelo's won, they've been really, really close, and you're like that. I don't know whether he's won them.
Yeah,
Obviously, as when even this, I think what fight was it against? I thought Lara might have beat him. You know what I mean? Lara, he had a close fight with Lara. Even Austin Trout was a quite close fight, and he's had a few close fights. I mean, even Mayweather's scorecard was ridiculous. What was it like 114, 114?
I was at the fight. I was at the fight where he won. The Mayweather one was by majority decision. It wasn't
Aye,
even. It was,
majority. You know what I mean? And you're like that. What fight was that? Judge watching. So it's been some scorecards. Canelo's fights. You'd be like that. Question yourself: did that boy even have a chance of winning that? Even if you did win it.
How raging would you be if you were at the Mayweather fight in Vegas for the weekend and you stuck like all your money on Mayweather to win by unanimous decision? And you think at the end of the
I
fight,
didn't get it. I
happy
know.
days, man, already
I
spending the
know. I
money.
know.
And
No,
then
you're right. And but I don't see that happen to Mayweather. To be honest, that's
yeah,
why he's undefeated.
yeah, absolutely. How did you have the Triple G, the second Canelo Triple G fight? Because that was obviously a very
The
well,
first
there was
one,
two. How did you have the two of them actually? Because they were
the
both
first one
very
I had
close.
Gennady Golovkin winning. But the second time, I don't know. I can't remember too much the second fight. I think people say it was still a close fight, but they say Canelo might have nicked it, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't remember too much of the second fight, but the first fight, I'm sure Granny Golovkin won it by a few rounds,
Yeah, yeah.
2 rounds or something, 2 or 3 rounds, I think, if I can remember right. But second fight, I can't remember too much. I'll need to probably rewatch it and probably score it again.
I agree. I remember the first one I had Canelo Triple G winning
Uh,
by a fair whack by comfortably by about a few rounds, and then the
yeah,
second one I went on social media. I didn't watch it live, and I woke up and I just saw on social media robbery, all this, and I thought, oh man, not again, nightmare. So I went and watched the fight, but I watched it without the commentary. I could only find it on YouTube, and it was
right,
like
right, right,
Russian commentary or something. So I just muted
right,
it, and I
right, right,
scored the fight. And
right,
I was like, man, I've got Canelo winning this year. And
right, right,
everybody's saying on social media. So I was like questioning myself. And then I saw Alex Arthur come on a few hours later on Twitter and say that he had Canelo winning. And
right, right, right.
I was like, oh, I feel a bit better about it now. But it just shows you how subjective boxing is. Like
It's just everybody's own opinion, what I mean, and what you like and that. So, but Canelo, I think Canelo's a few of his fights of, what I mean. You put him down a few times to get a decision. To be
yeah.
honest,
Have you been
So
interested in seeing the third fight with him and Golovkin, or do you think they've had the two?
no,
And
I'm a big fan of Gennady Golovkin. He's probably my favorite fight at the moment in boxing. And you know what? I wouldn't like to see a third fight. To be honest, I
yeah,
don't know why. I think Canelo might have his number. You know, I think he's just technically he's just a really good fighter. He's getting better and better every time. I think Granny Golov's not having his last few performances haven't been that great, have they?
yeah.
So and Canelo seem to get better and better every fight. So I don't know. I would, don't get me wrong. I would love to see it, but it's one of them ones. I mean, but I don't think so. Granny Golov beats him in the third fight. I think Canelo has the number this time.
Yeah, I agree. What do you make while we're talking about Canelo? What do you make of him and Billy Joe Saunders? They were set to fight, obviously, and got struck down by
Yeah,
the coronavirus lockdown and stuff as well. If that fight
yeah.
gets rearranged, how would you see that fight going?
See Billy Joe Saunders, just watching him, I think he just looks awkward being in the ring, just to hit. And I think, see, he's just one of them fighters that it's just really hard to pin down, what I mean? And land a clean shot. Because
Yeah,
your assault well even makes it worse. And because Canelo had a problem with Austin No, well, he never had a problem, but Billy Joe Saunders a wee bit movement and he's slick as well. So I was thinking Billy Joe Saunders might take that fight, but he might not get the decision, to be honest. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Try to get a decision against Canelo.
Where was it? Was it meant to happen in Las Vegas, if I'm not
It
mistaken?
was it was on the
Yeah,
same night
so.
as Josh's fight because he's working with Ben Davison now,
Oh,
and they
right, right,
had the fight. It was meant to be Josh versus Kong Song at the Hydro, and
right,
then a
right,
few
right.
hours later it was meant to be
Billy Joe
Canelo
Saunders.
Billy Joe in
That's
Vegas,
right.
and they're
What was it,
obviously
fifth of
cancelled.
May? Was it no, wasn't it 5th of May,
It
was it?
was. I was. It was
Oh,
Cinco
right,
de
right,
Mayo weekend, so it would have been.
oh,
I
right,
think that's 5th of May anyway. Some point, start of
right, right.
May, definitely. But yeah.
That would have been a great weekend,
Oh,
watch straight enough to watch Josh Taylor. And
oh
well,
man.
I don't really stay up to watch a boxing. I wake up the next day and watch a fight because sometimes it's hard. Either I stay up all night to watch the fights and then go to bed, or either I wake up the next morning and then rewatch it. You know what I mean?
It does.
So I
Fair drains you, like staying up, especially if you're not having a few beers or something, or you've been out somewhere before. If you're just trying to stay up and watch a Vegas fight till like 5:30 in the morning, and then you just floor yourself for the Sunday as well. It almost feels like you're hungover on the Sunday because you're just knackered. You've screwed up your
I
sleep
know, I know.
pattern for a
See,
couple of
even
days.
for me, I've usually have fights coming up, or I'm usually just training the next day. I usually take Saturdays off. Saturday's my day off. I train 6 days a week, so Saturday's my day off, and I train Sunday. So I never do get the opportunity to stay up late anyway to watch fights because I'm training like 10, 11 in the morning in the gym. So I don't want to stay up all night, then go to bed for a few hours and wake up the next day and be knackered going to train. So that's why that's why probably maybe that's the reason I've never really stayed up to watch a lot of fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I,
Well,
you
while
know,
we're talking about sleep, it's something I was just thinking of. I've read a few books and stuff about the importance
yeah,
of getting sleep and resting properly and stuff like
yeah.
that. Do you have a set sleep pattern or anything that you do
I
specifically?
know I do. You know what? That's a big part of my training. You know, I mean sleeping and resting. So I'm usually hitting my bed maybe 10 o'clock, half 10. I'm in my bed, and I maybe wake up between 7 o'clock to half 7. Have my breakfast, and you know, what I mean then watch a bit of TV. Then I get out my house and do my road work while I go to the gym, or maybe go do my weight session. So I'm in my bed maybe between 10 o'clock and half 10. But that's not just what you call 6 days a week, or maybe on my day off. I don't even my day off. I hit the same time bed. I do that for maybe 10 to 8 weeks. I hit the same time as well sleep at that time. So you know I'm always in my bed by 10 o'clock and maybe half 10. No, I try getting about 8 to 9. Well, 9 hours sleep, 8 to 9 hours sleep, the most much as I can. You know what I mean, to get my body recovery because you are pushing your body every day in training. So you need to let your body to clear up, and the best way possible is sleep.
Definitely. It's funny you say that, yeah, because I remember one of the books I read, I think it's called, I don't know if it's called Sleep Smarter or something like that. What's the guy's name again? Sean somebody. He's
Right.
based out in America. And, what's the guy's name again? I can't remember. I'd love to give him a shout out.
You'll remember once it's done.
I know, mate, as soon as we hit end, I'll be like,
I know you remember
that's the
that.
one. But I read his book and he spoke about the importance of getting like at least 8 hours sleep a night and how even if you miss one night, like if you say train 6 days a week, but on your day off, you're going to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning, how much
I
that can impact you the
no, it
following
does.
days after.
You're right. To be honest, it messes your week up. To be honest, because you think about it, if you're sleeping at 1 o'clock, the next day, you know, what I mean, you're not gonna be able to get close at your eyes at 10 o'clock. You know, what I mean, half 10. You might not get to bed 12 o'clock and you train the next day. So I like to have the sleeping habit. You just fall into as soon as you hit the bed half 10, for your eyes are shut, you're knocked out, and that's the way I do for maybe 10 to 8 weeks. You know, leading up to a fight.
Yeah, yeah. Are you training
And
twice a day then?
I am trained maybe sometimes maybe a couple of times a week. I train 3 times, but most of the time I'm trained twice a day. And so the days I'm trained 3 times, I do my weight session on that day. So I whenever I can, I just try to do 3 times. But at the moment, I maybe train once or maybe twice a day at that moment. I know.
Yeah. Well, and what about for strength stuff as well? I'm keen to try and pick your brains because, as I said, I'm a big fan of yours. I love watching your fights and I
Uh,
love your style. And I think there's a lot of knowledge in there I want to pick out. So,
I will.
what are you doing for strength as well? What's
His
your
strength, well, my strength conditioner, his name's Al Whelan. He owns a gym up in Paisley. It was an F-share Paisley is one of the places, and his gym's called Pro Life. And see, he's a former bodybuilder. He's one of the old school type of guys, you know what I mean, that's been in the game for years. He's tried everything, and he gets me lift a lot of heavy weights. Not heavy weights, but good weights to get my strength up, you know what I mean? And you know, he doesn't overload it and stupid things, but he tries to get me build my strength up every part of my body, legs. So he does a day, he does just my legs, works my legs, my shoulders, and that's it, and my thighs, everything. The next day he works my arms, my chest, my back, everything, and that's my weight session maybe 3 times a week. He works that with me, and you know, and he's always asking me everything, and I have doubts and anything, you know what I mean? And he gives me about fitness wise advice as well. He's like, you need to do this, you need to do that for that amount of period, and you know, and he's been a lot of help, especially in my side of boxing, well, other power boxing anyway. You know, what I mean, my strength and my, you know, my fitness side of it. You know, anything I need, even my diet and that, I always ask. I'll just go to him and give him advice. You know, and he gives me advice when taking weight off the right way, not just whipping off maybe save a couple of kilos off on the week of the fight. No, he does it. He's a guy. If you're not keep discipline, take off. We got a couple of pound every week. You know what I mean? And keep up and keep up, keep up. You know what I mean? See, imagine you're 8 weeks out, so you have a plan to how much to take off every week. He's a guy, and that we want a week to go. Should be that way, and you know what I mean. It leaves you no stress or nothing. You know what I mean? And you're doing it the right way. You're not dehydrating yourself and that, nothing like that. So you know what I mean. I've picked all knowledge up from him. You know, and he's been in this game for last, I don't know about I think he's about 60, and so he's been in this game for last, well, it's 4 years, so he knows a lot of knowledge about this anyway. you know.
Yeah, when you talk about doing like specific heavy strength sessions and stuff, I
Yeah,
always think back to training with my mate. We used to
yeah.
doing leg sessions, mate. This was always my kryptonite. Honestly, it was like torture and pain like nothing else. Oh my!
You're telling me, you know, I mean, I'm like that as well. So, you know, some days we're doing leg day, you know, I mean, you know, I mean, it works you hard, and you know, it's just building strength in your legs. You know, I mean, it's tough. It just strengthens up, and you know, it's not gonna make you a better fighter, nothing like that. It's just the extra 5% maybe in your fight game is gonna help you. And he just, you know, I mean, he does that, and it has made a big difference. And the diet as well, that's a big part of boxing. Look, fighters need to get right leading up to a fight. I mean, I don't even have a cheat day. See, in my 8, 9, 10 weeks into a fight, I don't even have a cheat day. I just keep, so when I'm into the week, I have on my day off as well. And it's all calorie counted as well. So, you know, I'm watching everything I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. Some people be big on having their cheat meal. Like it's almost like like when we talk about the mental aspect of fighting and stuff. Some people, I've spoke to fighters before where they're like, I need that. That's like something that I need in my head to give myself
Right,
that reward. And other people are like, once we enter camp, this is it.
right.
If I fall out even slightly, then my mindset just goes
I know
completely.
you're right.
So I
I'm
guess
like that.
everyone's just got a different
I'm,
way of doing it.
no, you're right. I'm like that. See, if I have a cheat day on a Saturday, it's gonna set me back a few weeks. So I was, well, I don't anyway. You know what I mean? And on Saturday, I just see what I'm given. You know, I mean, maybe I eat a bit more extra carbs or something, act a bit more, maybe say chicken or something. That's it. You know, so maybe a bit of protein. But apart from that, I mean quite well. You know, I mean, I'm watching what I'm doing. So I'm trying to do the weight that I weigh. So I don't go up on weight, stupid weight through the weekend. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever entertain vegan diets or do you ever try
You
dating
know,
meat
but to be
with it?
honest, I couldn't even if I want to, I couldn't do. I think it'll be too difficult for me. You know, and I did think I know I find a movie called Timothy Bradley used to do it back in the day. Timothy Bradley, if you can remember him,
Yep, yep.
you know, and he used to do it, and I was like, I wish I can do that, but see, looking at it, I think it'll be too difficult for me to do it because you can't have eggs, you can't have milk, you can't even have honey. I
Yeah.
think, if I'm not mistaken, or not. You know, vegan are you, Ross, by any chance?
I'm not. No, do you know what? But I watched. Do you know what? Mate? I got drawn in by the vegan propaganda because I watched this documentary on Netflix, and
Uh,
I can't remember what it was called, but it was all about.
I no, 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 I know which one you're talking about. The one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think he was the one.
He's in it. That's right. That's
He's
right.
in
Probably a
like,
guy that ate more meat than anyone else over his like,
uh,
professional career, and he's
but
advocating
I don't know, I think
veganism.
it is a program, you know what I mean? So they might maybe encourage you towards vegan, but you know, whatever works for you, you know what I mean? And if you're happy doing it, you should just go, you should keep doing it, to be honest. I think that's the thing, you know what I mean? What makes you happy, that's the main thing, you know what I mean? See if you're not happy doing it, you shouldn't be really doing it because,
Yeah,
you know, even being vegan,
100%.
so, you
It is
know,
true. I'm a great believer that everybody's body is different as well. So vegan diet
uh,
might work for some people, but
no, you're right,
I don't think it's for everybody. And you know, I know people that
100%.
have amazing results from the vegan diet, and then I know like top level athletes, and then I know other athletes that have had terrible results from it and feel
Right,
absolutely
right, right.
atrocious on it. So yeah, I think your body, everybody's body is just made different, and
No, you're right, 100%. I know, because some people might not even enjoy, they might end up freaking out after a few weeks, you know what I mean? You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because to be honest, I wouldn't have a clue how to have a vegan diet unless someone writes me a big list. Not a big list, but writes me a plan what to do. Because I wouldn't know what's got dairy and you know what I mean? Because I thought honey was part of the vegan diet, but I don't think you can eat honey, can you?
I don't know. I'm not sure actually. It makes sense that you wouldn't be able to, though. I would
Because
imagine like
it does come from an animal. Well, it does
yeah,
come from a bee or a wasp, whatever. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't think so. You can. So it's more just small thing details like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I've had great benefits of taking manuka
but
honey.
all right, right.
Have you ever tried it? It's
What's that?
I don't know if it's manuka or manuka. It's however it's
Oh,
pronounced.
Manuka honey, Manuka. You know
Yeah.
what, Ross? You know what? I spend a lot of money on that leading up to fights. You know that.
Yep.
And I try buying the best of stuff. You know what I mean? When I usually order from Doctor Manuka as well. That's what I've ordered mine from. And
Ah,
leading up to my fight, maybe I'm buying maybe 3 tubs, maybe. And you know, there are a few quid, but
yep.
I think they do have a lot of benefits to them. You know what I mean? The immune system, they've got a lot of vitamins in them, and they are really overall really good. So leading up to
Definitely.
a fight, I'm always buying them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's about you could spend anything from like £12 for a jar, like a normal pot of honey, or you can get in Asda for like £2 or £3 or something. But then the Manuka stuff is like starts from like £12, but goes up to like 20, 25.
Oh, don't be honest, I've seen people spend. I've seen on the website about 60, 70, 80 quid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
bet.
it depends on the strength of the thing stuff. You know what I mean? But that I usually have that through my training camp every time I'm in a fight. Buy a big tub of it and just
Yeah,
have it through my porridge or something, or a protein. Just mix it with that. You know?
totally. No,
Yeah,
I've
but
had great benefits from it. I'm a big,
even
big
milk,
fan of it.
I cut my milk out as well. I don't have dairy milk when I'm training. I'm usually have the coconut Alpro milk, the Alpro type of milk, unsweetened, like just
Yeah.
plant-based milk. Because I don't know, I think I don't react too well when I'm training with dairy milk. To be honest, my stomach. So like I just because it's quite low calorie and it's quite light as well.
Yeah.
The type of milk, you know.
I cut dairy out a long time ago. Like if I'm having the odd cheat meal here and there, I'll have cheese because I love it.
Right.
Oh man, that was a tough thing to give up, but my body felt so much better when I stopped drinking milk and eating cheese and stuff like that. It's
It does. You know what? It does. You're right. You're right. Even when I'm having coffee, I don't even have. I have usually have coconut milk with my coffee. Even when I'm going to Starbucks or Costa, to be honest, I've not had dairy milk for maybe over a few years with my coffee. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I usually have coconut milk or something, coconut or almond milk. You know.
Almond milk. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
I like a bit of almond
But
milk.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big taster. I'm not a big fan of that. It's the taste of it. I rather have coconut milk to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. What are you doing for meat as well? Do you invest in like grass fed or organic or any or free range
No,
anything like
well,
that?
I usually have what do you call just normal chicken. I mean, I usually eat chicken and fish through our camp, and maybe what do you call prawns, all that type of stuff. But I don't like lamb or anything like that. Lamb or beef or anything. I think it doesn't sit too well in my stomach to be honest. I
Funny.
usually like having. I don't even eat steak to be honest. I can't even the last time I ate steak to be honest. It's
Yeah.
been maybe years and years. I only eat chicken, fish, and a bit of seafood. But I like that type of food, you know.
Yeah, funny you say that. I've never, I mean, I'll eat lamb if it's put on my table, but it's never
Right.
went down that well with me. Like I've never got the best performance from it. It's
No,
funny.
I'm the same as well. Even when I'm maybe going out to maybe eat steak's not a thing. I would maybe say I'm looking. I'm gonna have steak. I've always usually go for chicken. I'm always that'll be my first option. You know, what I mean, go for chicken. You
Are you
know.
hating Nando's being closed just now? Then
To be honest, there's other places I go as well. You know, what I mean, they're good as Nando's. I know people say there's Nando's, but we've got a few restaurants here as well, and they do really nice peri peri chicken. So I
yeah,
just go there sometimes. You know, what I mean? So I've not really been fussed about it.
yeah. That's my go-to meal, like peri peri
Is
chicken. Oh
that?
man, I love it. It's so good,
uh,
so good.
I
It's
brilliant.
yeah. Even if I'm going for a cheat meal, I'll go with that and just have some chips with it, and that's just like my go-to.
That's
Oh
all right. You can get
man,
away with that. You
class.
know.
Chicken all the way for sure.
I know 100%. You know, and I don't get me wrong. When we're going down south to Spano sometime and we can't get a place to eat, we just go just Nando's to be honest and just get a bit of chicken or something or rice with it. So that's what I do when I'm going down south Spano. You know, so uh,
Nice, nice. What do you think about Scottish boxing just now? It's something I'm keen to speak to you about. So we kind of what I feel like is entering into like a boom of
yeah,
boxing just now because we've got so much talent there just now. How do you feel like this generation of fighters that's kicking about just now compares to the past because it's
yeah,
difficult to say, but how do you
yeah.
feel about Scottish boxing in general just now and everyone that we've got and the development of it?
No, I think it's a great stage at the moment. You know, it's potential can hold. You know, what I mean, big fights up here. You know, what I mean, like you got Josh Taylor obviously holding two world titles. You know, what I mean, you got Lee McGregor, you got John Tochty, Willie Hudson, Martin Bacoli, you know, and a few other fights obviously just coming up as well. And you know, the fights who have got promotional contracts with the thing as well, you know, and even Ricky Burns still. To be honest, I think Ricky Burns might still have a few fights in him. He's still saying he's still hungry. You know, what I mean, he's still got the hunger in him too. Which you know, what I mean, that's half the battle. See if you can get up in the morning, run, go to the gym without being a hassle. You know, what I mean, that's half the battle to be honest. Because see, when that moment comes, you don't want to get up in the morning, diet, go to the gym.
Mhm.
You shouldn't be really boxing, to be honest. That's what I think anyway. You know,
Could
and
definitely.
I think Ricky once can maybe a few fights up here if he's you know what I mean if Eddie can get something up for him up here in Scotland.
Yeah,
You
mate.
know.
See the start of lockdown. I saw he put up a tweet of a picture of one of his runs, and he just blasted out like a half marathon or something, and it was some
Uh,
stupid time. Like it was,
was
I mean,
it?
it was like an hour 40 or something like that, or an hour something crazy like that, and that was just like a normal run for him. He's still in some shape, and like you
uh,
said, he's still got that hunger.
yeah, and that's the half the battle. He's still keeping himself. I think he's still keeping himself in good condition. So, some fighters at that age just let themselves go,
Yeah,
and he's still keeping training up, and and that's why he's had a long. That's why he's had a long longevity career. That's why he's outlasted a lot of fighters because he was always at it, dedicated himself. He's been in the gym. Straight after a fight, he'll take a week off. Maybe I remember listening to him. He said, "I just take a week off and get back in the gym."
yeah,
That's why he's still at this stage where he's at. Still having big fights. So now because his last fight was a big fight. Against Selby. It
Selby.
was,
Yeah,
it was a world title eliminator. I think it was and
yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, it was on Josh's undercard, the Progress
I
undercard.
George
I'm sure.
and before that he was boxing Anthony Colla, which was a close fight again. So it's not he's getting beat every one of his fights. And getting doing nothing. He's still right in it, and still putting good hard fights up with his opponents. So I think he's still got a good few fights. I mean, it'd be great if he can hold a big fight up here. And here put some top of the card or something. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
he's definitely one of those guys for sure. That fight, I mean, first of all, no shame in losing to Lee Selby. He's world class fighter, and like
yeah,
said, that was his last fight of his career. I think he was retiring after that. So
yeah,
it was
no,
in
no,
Manchester. I think it was in Manchester. So it was in
yeah, it
front.
was, it was,
Yeah, so that's in front of all his home fans. He's
yeah,
emotional. I don't think you
yeah,
could put anyone in front of Crow, and he was going to lose that night. It was so
yeah, no, I know.
no shame in that as well. And like you said, he's not
No,
getting
it's no,
passed by
no,
anyone.
because he did get beat. The two former world champions. It's not that he's getting beat up against some of this up and coming. So they
Totally.
are two former world champions and good fighters as well.
You look at somebody like him, no disrespect at all, because I'm a massive Ricky Hatton fan, but you look at Ricky Hatton's last fight and the level of opponent he got beat off of,
Yeah, no,
and then
no,
that's like it's time to call it a
yeah,
day. Definitely, you can see it. But
no,
like I
no,
said with
no,
Ricky, I mean, he's fighting world class guys still, and not
no,
getting
100%. That's the thing. And he's still going. That's what do you call it? That's the main thing.
yeah. What an inspiration as well. A three-weight
Yeah,
world champion, eh?
yeah, I know. That one happened. That one happened in a while. Three times, going up three different weight classes. So
Yeah.
it'll be a while till someone does that in Scotland.
Yes, I mean, even you look at somebody like Josh, who you think can win obviously super lightweight,
uh,
could move up to welterweight,
uh,
could then go up to super welterweight after that.
yeah,
It's a big ask, three-weight world
I
champion
know.
for
It is. I
anyone.
know. I know. I think as soon as you start in welterweight and super welterweight, the opposition becomes really. Even Josh tells me at the moment. There's some really really hard fights. And even when you start going to welterweight, the fights even become harder, and even like middleweight, the fights are really really hard. At top level. So if you do come at, it's some accomplishment.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm the same as you, though. I'd love to see Eddie put
uh,
on a big show at the Hydro game with Ricky Burns headline, and
uh,
like you said, there's folk like yourself, Martin Bacoli, John
uh,
Docherty,
okay, uh,
is Willie Hutchison with
no,
Matchroom?
I think he's with Frank One. I
Is
think
he?
he's with Frank One. Yeah.
Right.
So obviously but there's still three fights. You can put the undercard on with some of few local fighters, but it can happen. It can happen.
Definitely, definitely. That would be
Like,
like what they done with Crow. Maybe if he's planning to have one more fight to put it on at the Hydro and
yeah,
have that big last fight, I think that would be absolutely
yeah,
epic.
that would be. I know it would be because so good. He's got a good crowd. I remember going to his fight when he was his first. That was probably the biggest fight. No, not biggest fight. That was probably the first fight I went to. Was Ricky Burns when he defended his world title, his first world title defense. I forgot it was against a Norwegian boy.
Uh,
His name was Andreas or something. I think it was his first defense after he won it against
right.
Roman Martin. It was his first defense. I was at his fight, and it was a good atmosphere, And they said even when he won his world title, it was some atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, aye.
It's crazy to think when you look back at Alex Arthur's career, how long ago that was, and Ricky fought Alex Arthur. Like it just
Yeah,
shows how
no,
long
no.
he's been around for. I mean,
Yeah, that's
obviously
what I'm
he was a young
saying.
up and
These
comer at the
guys,
time.
He's had a longevity in career. Obviously, that's just through dedication, discipline, and that's the hard part in boxing is discipline, dedication.
Mm.
If you got them to, I mean, you can have a long career, and not take a lot of punishment and spar in order in fights. You can go on forever. But
Yeah.
if you struggle with hunger, is obviously.
Yeah, true. It's that tip of the iceberg analogy. But like people, it's the same in business as well. People only see the end result or
Yeah,
the stuff in the media, the fight itself. I mean, they don't
yeah, no,
see
no.
all the
The
early
hard,
morning starts,
yeah, no, no, the
sacrificing.
hard work behind it. I mean, even anything you do, you need to work hard and build it up. I mean, it might take you a few years, but if you stick at it and keep doing it, you'll get there eventually. But it's just been obviously putting your head down, sticking at it. That's the
Yeah,
hard part.
I'm a massive Kobe Bryant fan. He was
Okay.
one of my absolute idols, and he was
Right.
doing an interview, and it really struck home because you always think of Kobe Bryant as this absolute genius, like king
Mhm.
in the basketball world, just unbelievable talent.
Yeah.
And he said, for me to accomplish everything I accomplished, it was purely and nothing else because of hard work. He said, I wasn't the biggest guy on the court, I wasn't the strongest guy on the
Yeah.
court, I wasn't the most athletic. Look at my body, I'm not the biggest guy, but everything I had is just this
I'm just too
insane
hard work.
work ethic. Like nobody will
Yeah.
outwork me, that mentality to win. And it's so true because if you took that mindset away from him, you'd have a very, very box standard, average.
Yeah, but no, you're right, 100%. And I'm not too much into basketball. I know who he is, and I know he worked hard to get where he was, and but that's just like any other athlete. Everyone works really hard, and to get where you obviously these top, even Mayweather, people might see him. Obviously, when I started watching some of his few fights at the beginning, I was like, this boy he doesn't look like he trains that hard.
Yeah,
Because obviously you think he's out fine, he's not living the life, but he's probably doing that all year round. He's probably even taking a break after his fights. He's probably doing that all year round.
yeah.
Train, maybe taking a few days off, but after his fights he gets back in the gym. And you never see me with out of shape, do you ever?
No, no. I met him when he was first in Glasgow. It was after he'd retired, before the Conor McGregor fight was kind of
Right,
confirmed and announced and stuff. And I met
right.
him in Glasgow when he was doing that dinner event thing. And even then, you could see he wasn't like in fighting shape, obviously, but even
Yeah,
then, he was still in good shape. And that
he
was
does.
when there was nothing
He's
planned.
still in good shape now, to be honest,
Hmm.
Ross. And it just shows you he's still kind of disciplined outside. Well, with retirement. He's still probably in the gym, maybe training a couple of times in a day, or even a few times in a week. And not let yourself go up. Some fighters once they retire, and that's them. They really put a lot of weight on, no hit the gym, just get really fat. And
Yeah.
it's just I think there's a few fighters that have obviously carried the discipline after boxing, but I think a lot of fighters wait to retire just to let themselves go. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's a tough one because, like we were talking about earlier on there, I mean, you go from having that routine all the
Yeah.
time and
I
training,
know.
like you said, from probably when you're a kid right through your career, waking
Yeah.
up at a certain time, doing your running, watching your weight, competing. And then when that stopped, trying to find a purpose to
No.
do it.
No,
Like,
you're right.
even during lockdown, we already spoke about, I was the same at the beginning of lockdown. You just sit about eating shite and doing
No,
nothing.
no, because see, boxing, I think after you obviously, I think this is what I think our retirement would be like. After you retire, there's no window where how long you can take your break. I mean, see, after a fight, you usually have a window like, oh yeah, I'll take a week or 2 weeks off. I'll get back in the gym. After retirement, you really don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
That's what that's the way I would imagine anyway. Retirement would be like. I was like, I've not got the pressure going to the gym anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So wake up in the morning, go and run and watch what I'm eating. You know what I mean? I can drink much I want, eat what I want, and I can, what I mean? That's maybe hard for fighters to even get around, put the head around. You know what I mean? It would be hard for me to be honest if that did ever happen. You know what I mean? When I do retire, you
Yeah,
know.
it's probably a big reason why you see a lot of fighters now coming out and talking about their mental health problems and stuff
I
because
know,
it must be something so difficult to deal with. And
I
I'm
know.
glad now that there's so much with the boom of social media and everything. There's so many more job opportunities for ex-boxers to do
I
pundit
know.
work or anything like that, and make money off doing tours and things like
I
that.
know. See, as fighters, we've been doing this age of 15, 14. Some boys have had no work, no apprenticeships, nothing, no part-time jobs. That's all they've done. So this has been a career. And as you probably know, you can't do this up to your 60 or 50 years old. You can't box
Yeah.
into retirement. you can't just box into retirement like age of 62. You can't. Even if you wanted, you couldn't.
Yeah.
When once you stop boxing, you need to think, what do I do now? And some fighters obviously don't have. They've been doing this age of 15, 14, and that's the age obviously you start learning your skill, training that, and they go into might go into the real world and try and get a job must be really difficult. For some fighters that haven't really done well in boxing, So no,
Yeah.
maybe that's maybe a big part to do mental health.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good point, because I mean the challenge of obviously retiring is something else. But if you haven't either invested your money properly, or maybe you've
Yeah,
not made it to the highest level,
yeah,
so then having to go retire from being in the limelight to then suddenly having to go and find a normal job,
yeah. I know it'd be
must be,
difficult,
oh man, yeah, it must be really tough.
Because if you think about it, it's like obviously the Nautilus, you go your own business. Imagine that was taken away from you. What I mean, maybe you had to force. No matter what, you were forced into doing something you didn't want to do, but you're forced into. What I mean, close your shop down and go look for a job somewhere.
Yeah,
What I mean, and it's just like that with us fighters. Obviously, if someone say you feel your brain scan, or maybe say you can't fight anymore. What I mean, you'll need to go look for a job that, or maybe do something that you don't want to do, or you need to go into work no matter what. You know.
yeah.
So
Lewis Benson's done a great thing, because he's obviously he had his problems with
yeah,
the boxing board of control and had his
yeah.
license taken away from him just before that MTK the Golden
Oh,
contract
yeah, that's
came
right.
down
Yeah,
south,
that's right.
and it was literally 2 days before the fight was meant to start, and they
Yeah.
said you've not passed your medical, and so from having that terrible
Yeah.
news, he's now got his businesses up and running. He's doing his meal prep company, and it's brilliant. Just shows it can be done, definitely.
Oh, that's right. I mean, he's doing well. That's the main thing outside of boxing. I mean, he doesn't need boxing to be honest.
Yeah,
Boxing, is to be honest, if he's doing better outside of boxing, there's no point in boxing because you're putting your health on the line.
yeah,
So you better just, stick and keep carrying on building your business up and just carry doing that. And
yeah,
it's good. It's good he's doing that.
100%. Were you when you turned pro? Were you working full time and still training, or did you
No,
turn pro and
I was working part
right?
time, Ross. I was working like 4 days a week or something, and I was just on schedule on my around training time. So just whatever I could do, what I mean, and I'm still obviously I was still staying with my parents, what I mean, and I was just still working on this. So I never had too much bills and that, and so it was no problem for me. So it was all right, what I mean, and the first few fights, what I mean, I think the fights should be doing a bit. Just keep this up going, what I mean, keep yourself busy every bit, work or whatever. What I mean, and that's what I just done for the first few fights. And I done that right up to my British fight, what I mean, and that was it, what I mean. I went full time after that, and when I was about to box George Bill, and I've been full time since.
What was
Uh,
it like winning that British title and winning it outright as well?
no, it was a great feeling, I mean. Obviously, the way I won it against Jamie Wilson as well,
Oh man,
it was some feeling to be honest. And after that, it wasn't too long. I ended up boxing Butcher. I think it was only after 7 or 8 weeks after that fight straight away. MTK contacted my manager. They said, "Do you want to take the Butcher fight?" And it was on Box Nation. This is just before Box Nation were just near enough done.
right?
Not done. I'm talking about near enough finishing up on live fights on.
Yeah,
No live fights, but live fights in Brent. So
I know
I think
BT
my
Sport kind of took over the most of the fights. They were
I
because I
we
used to have a Box Nation
I
subscription, and they always had the big fights on, and then BT Sport took on more
I
and
well,
more.
and the thing, and iFilm TV just came on the scene as well.
Worse.
We nominated a few months later. So me and Butcher were probably the last, not last fight, but we were probably maybe a few fights. I mean, maybe second or third last fight on Box Nation, and that was my first defense against Butcher. It was another great fight for me, and especially Butcher. He had a big name around him, and it was in Emirates Arena. So it was a good 2018 for me. You know.
Yeah, that was a cracking performance as well, man. I mean, you ended that fight, won it on points comfortably, and barely didn't have a mark on you, and barely looked
Yeah,
like you broke a sweat. It was just a beautiful performance. How did you
no,
feel at the end of
definitely.
the fight? Did
I thought it would have been I thought it would have been a bit tougher fight, but I knew I would have won the fight, but Butcher was really really tough. He took some good shots, but he was just in there. I mean, and I was just I knew I was quite comfortable in the fight, and I did.
yeah,
I,
a cracking performance, and that fight,
I,
that performance with Jamie Wilson, like with all due respect, to Jamie, he wasn't on your level. He's not in
Yeah.
your league, and that was proven in the fight. But the punch that you knocked in, and I said that's completely no disrespect to him at all. He was mandatory, I think, for the British for that fight.
I was no, he was I think with Josh Whale. To be honest, he boxed Josh Whale. A few fights before that. I think one fight before that or something, and it was a close decision. To be honest, he took Josh Whale the distance, and it was one of them ones. I mean, people said Jamie was trying to really go the decision, and he had a fight. He had a comeback fight after that against Jorge Hernandez. He won that. Then he boxed me. I was actually mandatory for the title with Josh Whale. Sorry, I was actually meant to box Josh Whale for his last defense, and he ended up injuring himself. I think 3 weeks to go before the fight, and it was rescheduled. And after that, I think he vacated or something over his title. Then it became vacant, and my manager made me and Jim Wilson to box for it, and that was it. You know what I mean? And after that, I just carried on winning and won it outright.
Yeah, and that shot that you dropped him with, I just want to touch on that again, because is that something that you drilled in the gym? I think you slipped the jab and came over the top with a beautiful picture right hand. Was that a drill? Was that something that you saw in him that you could exploit, or is that just something that you know? Or was it just natural?
Obviously, it's some things you work in the gym, but I seen the opening and I was like, here's my chance. I'm just gonna take it, and then it was, you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously, it's just them type of shots. You may not land them ever again in your career. You know, you only land them a few times. You know what I mean? Throughout your career, and that was just one of the shots I just landed and calm cold. You know what I mean? And that was it. You went down, and I'm so recovered after that. You know what I mean? Because after I put him down twice again.
Yeah, fair play to him for getting up from that shot as well, because he could have easily just stayed down. Nobody would have thought twice of him because it was a cracking shot, and then you just went whipping into his body and his head, and beautiful finish. That one, my favourite shot in boxing is a body shot. I love a good body shot. So I love seeing your style where you mix up to the body and the head so well. Do you focus a lot on the body? Is there a strategy going into a fight that you want to work the body, or is it just depending on what you see?
No, just what was there, I just try to hit. You know, I mean, you try to hit what's in front of you. So you know, and the boy's in front of me, so I gotta hit that. You know, but you know, it's just what it is. You know, and some fighters aim for the head, but I like aiming for the body. Yeah, it's just what it is for me. You know, and don't get me wrong, I do work on our body shots, but whatever comes to me, I just take it. You know.
Yeah, I guess you don't really have the time to think. If he throws that,
you do think in the ring, because it'd be stupid if you don't think, because that's how you end up getting caught with silly punches. If you just start throwing stupid, if you're just throwing punches, that's just not thinking about it. You need to think about every punch you throw and where to land and what's gonna come back after you. You know what I mean? So you need to think away in a fight. You know, you can't just go and just punch. You know what I mean?
So you're specifically breaking down the fight as it happens. Then often
your mind's work. You know what I mean? Your mind's working 100 miles per hour. Yeah. Sometimes you actually get tired of think. You actually get tired. You actually tire yourself out with thinking through in the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you get some technical fights where you're actually knackered through thinking. You know what I mean? Because you're like, I'm just gonna, you know what I mean, this and that, and you do honestly, believe it or not, and with that you gotta think your way through a fight. You can't just go and steamroll it unless you get some fights where you're just throwing hundreds of punches, having a war. You know what I mean? That's a different story. The way Toro Gatti and Mickey Ward, that's a different type of fight. You know what I mean?
Oh man, jeez, well, your fight with Lee was not far off from that. I mean, that was two guys going back and forward. I mean, a real push up. When we spoke about the mental toughness as well, like both of you just showed unbelievable heart and toughness to get through that 12 rounds. I mean,
I think both of us didn't want to lose that fight. I mean, we really wanted to win it. But that's how you get the. To be honest, if the best box each other best, you know what I mean, that's how you get a good fight. You know, and that's what it's about. You know, I mean, see if you obviously keep boxing people that you know you're gonna beat. You're never gonna get the performances. You know what I mean, or maybe the fights that everybody the crowd love. You know, so that's the reason. That's the reason. What do you call this fight? You know what I mean, played out the way it played out. Both were styles gelled well as well.
Definitely. Do you know what? I don't think any fans will ever look back on any pro fight, any fighter's career, any of their favorite fighters over the years, and think, "Oh, that guy was my favorite because he was undefeated." Some of the best fighters of all time have all had losses on the record, and you never look back and think, "Oh, remember that time he lost." You think, "Remember that time he done this, this, and this." So,
no, you're right. You know, and you do
look,
you know what I mean. You learn it from every fight. You know what I mean. Win or lose, you know what I mean. You learn from every fight, and what you gotta do is just go back in the gym and work and develop and get better and better at the mistakes you made, and just keep, you know what I mean, pick up much experience as you can, because it'll pay off in the you know what I mean, when you start getting end of your career, you know what I mean.
yeah, I think I think there's too much emphasis put on having a perfect record. Like you look at MMA, and MMA, I can't think of anybody, maybe one
Yeah, I think so.
UFC
There's
champion.
apart from Khabib, I think he's
That's
undefeated.
exactly it. Yep,
Aye,
he's the only one with a perfect record. But
aye.
no,
But it's MMA, but I think MMA, I think you can beat like a few fights and come back and make a big payday in it, if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken. But with boxing, it doesn't really work like that, you know what I mean? But I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But MMA, the best at boxing, the best basically. And
yeah.
you know what I mean? Doesn't the records don't mean nothing in MMA, do they really?
Nah, it's the good thing about MMA in a way is because the UFC are the top organization. So
Oh, sorry, UFC. Aye, sorry, that's not meant.
if
UFC.
you're
Aye,
yeah, but in MMA in general, there's a lot of good organizations, but the UFC are the top guys.
yeah,
So if everybody's all the top fighters in the UFC, they're the ones that are ordering the fights. So it would be like the equivalent of just having, say, the WBC as the one sanctioning body for fights, and they say, well, you have to fight him, or Matchroom, sorry, would be, say,
aye,
like the overall company where all their fighters are
aye. One
underneath, and
company is
Eddie
owned
Hearn
by
would
one
go,
person. Aye, know what
he
I mean?
could easily order the fights and say,
Right, right, right.
fighting him,
I
and
then I think is it Dana White that owns UFC, isn't it?
that's right. That's right.
Aye.
He's brilliant. He's
I
been.
think, I think, I think UFC is a bit too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of UFC, but I find it too brutal. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
the only fight I watched was probably Khabib, and I was really interested in Khabib and
Winner.
Conor McGregor, and I think that's probably the fight I've really been interested. That's been and Nick and that Conor McGregor was the
Nate
was
Diaz.
I need Nate Diaz. I watched the first one, and I think I watched the second one. So I was quite interested. To be honest, I've not really watched anything else, you know what I mean, in MMA. Apart from that guy that kicked someone in the forehead and split his forehead open. No, it's cracked his skull. I've seen that as well.
Yeah, that was from a few fights. That was from a few years ago. Actually, who was that again?
I watched that. I was like, I'm bloody hell.
Oh,
No,
you
and
seen the thing?
they did a X-ray scan of his skull. It was all cracked. I mean, I was like, bloody
Yeah.
hell.
Oh man, it's nasty. Like
You
it's.
know,
But
MMA is a bit brutal. You know, when you think about it, because
yeah,
you are obviously you can't leave a fight without, you know what I mean, without any injuries. Because every fighter has, they're always caught, hand injured, legs broken or something. Also,
yeah.
it is a bit brutal.
Those tiny wee gloves as well. Honestly, they're
I
brick
know it's
hard.
nothing in them, is it?
When you think of pro boxing fight gloves, but these MMA gloves are they're solid. They're just
I
brick
know,
hard. It's like you'd probably
I
get more
know.
protection or less impact with it wearing no gloves.
No, I know you're right.
It's nuts.
Aye.
Did you see the Shakur Stevenson knockout? Well, just I was going to ask you that when we were talking about body shots. Did you see the Shakur Stevenson finish the other day there on the top round?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good right, really good body shot. I mean, right around his ribs, and you know, he's a really good fighter as well. Really good fighter. He's only about 22 as well, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah, just
He
a
is, isn't it?
youngster.
You know,
Yep.
and he'll probably go down as one of them really good fighters in America. You know, so
Yeah,
he's one to watch out for.
yeah. People are calling him the Southpaw Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, or I don't think so. I think he's got his own style, to be honest. I know a lot of people say Mayweather, but I think he's just got his own style, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, I
What
know.
what about, well, obviously there's a lot of talk in the heavyweight division just now. It's never short of controversy these days.
Aye.
What do you make of the AJ Fury fight being made? Do you think they should have waited until both of them fought their next fights before they announced it? And how do you see the fight going if it happens?
You know, the way I used to be, I'm a big Joshua fan. I'm not, you know, I like Tyson Fury as well, but you'd have to give Tyson Fury the edge at the moment. You would have to, even though I'm gonna support Joshua, you know, and just what Tyson Fury's done. He's not going to Germany beat Vladimir Klitschko. He should have really beat Deontay Wilder twice in America. So he has beat the two of the best heavyweights, you know, in the last few years, well, Vladimir the last 10 years, Deontay Wilder is probably maybe the best heavyweight now. And Tyson Fury really beat him, to be honest. The second fight knocked him out. And with Joshua's fight, it depends, it does styles make fights do make, that's how you get a fight, and this styles might, Tyson Fury might struggle with him, or Joshua might just struggle with his movement. So it's just one of the ones you can't really predict anything until they box each other, but I'm edging towards Tyson Fury at the moment because he's had some great performance last few fights, and Josh obviously he got knocked off what was it, Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
And he beat him quite comfortably his second fight, but I would like to see the next performance as well with the box next, and see how then obviously you can judge it from there.
Yeah. Do you think it's a bit of a kiss of death announcing the fight so soon? Like both guys have got.
It is, I thought they might have maybe had their few fight. I thought maybe they would have had their fights. The next fights, and they would announce it after that. But I don't know, because if Imagine might not get beat, that's I don't know. It's not gonna look too well. The fights happen, so. But one way or another, it doesn't really matter. I'm still gonna look forward to the fight if one of them did get beat.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
So aye.
Yeah. Hopefully, I hope that fight happens because we obviously lost out on Joshua Wilder. Obviously, we got Fury Wilder twice.
Aye.
At the time, the Joshua Wilder fight was spoke about for so long, and everyone was desperate to see it. And breakdown in communications, like not agreeing contracts, was the reason for it not happening, as opposed to something. Well, and then Ruiz beating Joshua, obviously, but you just hope that they're not going to be overlooking Wilder and Pulev. I think it is Joshua's got in their next fight, and then they're already looking ahead to the fight after that, and then they take their eye off the ball.
I know that's what happens. Sometimes you take your eye off the ball, and you might end up getting beat like that. So I think Joshua's still gonna box Pulev even after this lockdown.
I think so.
It depends. It might not happen until maybe end of this year, maybe beginning of next year. So it'll be a while, and but Pulev's not a bad fighter, to be honest. He's only been beat off what do you call Vladimir Klitschko. So
yeah,
So he is what do you call that? He's a no bad fighter.
Then you've got Usyk kicking about as well. He's WBO.
I keep forgetting he's up at heavyweight, but he's not really had many fights heavyweight, is he?
Nah. I think he's
only had one.
I think it's just the one. The boy took him sort of 7 rounds, but he looks like he's properly filling out into the weight now. He's put on a lot of size by the looks of it. So I think he's a WBO mandatory. He carries that from cruiserweight up to, because he was cruiserweight champion. When he moves up to heavyweight, he automatically becomes #1 contender, or mandatory. Sorry. So they're now saying that the Joshua Fury fight might not be for undisputed because the WBO will want somebody to fight Joshua to fight Usyk, who's a mandatory, or vacate the belt.
Right. I know. What I think Usyk's one to watch. To be honest, there's a few heavyweights coming up that not keep my eye, but I've just been thinking they'll be doing really well. Some of the Ukrainians and some of the Russians as well. So I don't know. I can't name them. But
yeah.
But some of them coming up, they're looking really, really good.
Daniel Dubois, he's
Daniel Dubois as well. So even Joe Joyce, to be honest.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a great fight. Depends. See if Daniel Dubois couldn't have hurt him. Joyce would have maybe just not walked through him, but just would have been, because Joe Joyce looked like a type of fighter, just goes on top of you and just keeps throwing punches.
Yeah.
He's a really fit big guy.
Yes, you wouldn't think that his style is very effective, but it really is.
But you can imagine someone that you hit every punch with, and they don't what do you call that? You can't budge them. I think that's the way Joe Joyce is. And that's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of people are saying. If Daniel Dubois can't hit him, I think Joe Joyce is just overwhelm him. With his pressure and his punch priority. So, but I don't know about that. Daniel Dubois, I wouldn't want to take a punch off him.
Oh, man, he's a beast. Like he's some talent. He could be. I'd put more money on him pushing towards world level than Joyce. In my opinion.
I think you would. You'd put more money on definitely. He's young as well. And I think George was about what, 32, 33?
Good question, actually. I don't know what age he is. Aye.
I think he is around that time. He
Yeah,
is. And Daniel was, George was, Daniel was still young at the moment. And so, he's one to put your money on to go all the way. So
definitely. Yeah, there's so many good boxers kicking about just now. It's a brilliant time for British boxing.
it is, especially obviously since Tyson Fury's beat, what do you call that, Vladimir Klitschko, titles have opened up,
Yeah, that's yeah. The heavyweight division was just dead for ages because of the
It was,
they're so dominant.
it was because it was always Vladimir Klitschko, and the fights. Vladimir could have done the right thing. He boxed the best, the way he could win the fight, easiest way as possible. But he wasn't a really entertaining fighter, was he? Some of his fights you could watch were just boring.
Yeah,
Even against David Hay, I remember watching that fight years ago. That fight was built up for maybe 3 years. David Hay versus Vladimir Klitschko, and when fight happened, wasn't even great, was it?
nah.
So
One of those really awkward styles to box against.
he just obviously being in Germany as well. When the refs gonna be against you, something. So just one of the ones. Every time he just want to throw a 1-2 and grab onto you straight away or lean on top of you.
Yeah, totally.
And it was quite. Don't get me wrong, it was effective what he done. And done the right thing to win a fight.
Definitely. What's next for you then? What's the next steps for you? Assuming hopefully this lockdown gets lifted fairly soon.
Once the lockdown obviously opens back up, I can obviously get back to doing my normal things. Punching, sparring, and that. Then just take it from there. And see where we go from there.
Definitely.
At the moment, I'm just keep myself taking over and just keep myself. Healthy, and that's the main aim for me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, listen, I appreciate the time. Hopefully everything gets back to normal fairly soon.
100%, mate.
See you back in action soon. Like I said, you're one of my favourite fighters to watch. I love your style. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting everything back to normal soon. Hopefully Eddie Hearn puts you on that show he's got down in Matchroom HQ.
I hope so. We just need to get myself, hopefully get back in the gym soon and find out when everything opens back up. So. But I think next week they're gonna ease the phase up again. I think next Thursday. Oh, so this Thursday coming, I think.
Yep, I think so.
So we have obviously we have got low rates of death up, but obviously we've got probably the least cases up in Scotland. So which is it's a good sign.
Yeah.
We'll probably ease up before England do.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, I think they're making an announcement on Thursday or something. If everything's the way it is, then we'll be able to open the shop back up, and that's phase 2, I think. And then phase 3's gyms open and stuff like that. So.
All right, brilliant. That's
anyway, I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
But I think that could be phase 4. I think that'll be the gym probably the last thing to open up. To be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think phase 3s are just normal stuff like restaurants and bars. Hairdressers and that type of stuff. Phase 3. But I think gyms will be probably the last thing because that's probably the first place you like to catch virus.
Yeah, true. So, all sweating on top of each other.
That. So. But hopefully things get better soon. Ross.
Hope so, mate. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But listen, mate, thanks again for doing this. I appreciate your time. Hopefully we're all back to normal soon.
No problem, mate. Ross, you take care of me.
Cheers, Cash. Appreciate it, mate. See ya. Bye.